is your Monday MVP?
I got to go with Elly De La Cruz, just because I saw the Eric Davis historical comparison, and that took me back, man. Back when Eric Davis was no joke. Maybe I'm dating myself here because I know this goes back to 1989, but Eric Davis was such an exciting player when I grew up loving baseball, watching baseball. And I think what gets me about De La Cruz, and I always say this about phenomenal athletes, is that imagine the expectation that he has had coming into the majors. We've known about this kid since the day he got called up, and he's barely been a major leaguer. He's already doing big things, and maybe it's not completely an apt comparison, but since he was inserted into that lineup, it's almost like he supercharged the Reds. Now, certainly everyone is hitting, but they have really come alive. And when you have a kid who can do it all like he has been able to do, he's been a part of this winning streak, and for him to meet and exceed those expectations thus far, he's going to slump at some point. He'll take a little bit of a step back and have a touch of regression. That's how the game goes. But, man, he's been awesome. And to see him do something like this young is incredible to me. So I'm going Elly De La Cruz.
I'm going Elly De La Cruz, too. Did you hear that announcer? I think because of the fact that not only has he energized a team, he has energized an entire fan base. They had a sold-out crowd at a stadium that's normally hosted one of the worst teams in baseball, where the owner is usually talking about, yeah, we don't care about filling the seats. That's not our job. We're going to sell at the trade deadline. We don't care how many games we lose. This team is a contender now simply because of Elly De La Cruz, and that's not an overstatement. This team has been 100% better since Elly De La Cruz has been thrust into the lineup, because it's not just the numbers that he's putting up, it's the energy that he brings to this team. So the MVP of the weekend for me has to be Elly De La Cruz, hitting for the cycle and putting some energy back into the great American ballpark.
The question for me is, how long is LSU going to pitch Paul Skeens? Because he's their ace, pitched on Thursday against Wake Forest. So does he start tonight, Chelsa, for the Tigers? Does he come in late, maybe lock it down? This is a true managerial decision where he doesn't have a full respite. He doesn't have a full 5 days rest, but you know he's going to play.
Oh, he's going to pitch in some regard. Whether he pitches a full slate is yet to be seen, because I feel like it is a little much. When he's pitched 240 pitches over the last 8 days, maybe give the guy a break. Maybe don't throw him for 100 pitches. However, the season's on the line. If you're the coach of this team, which I believe they're called coaches in college, I'm not sure if they're called managers just yet, but still, if your season and a national championship is riding on the arm of this young stud, I think you try to pitch him at least a little bit, and that's at least what the line is saying. Because do you think LSU would be minus 145 if they didn't have Paul Skeens available? I think not, especially after that beatdown that Florida just put on them, because I think that's still the bigger factor here. How does LSU respond after leaving that game with their tail between their legs? Obviously, LSU is a good team, but obviously it's also a team that has a ton of swag and a ton of confidence. If that confidence is shaken, are they going to play at the same level that we've seen them play throughout the College World Series? When you give up 8 unearned runs, that has to do something to you mentally. The fact that Florida is just doing a cakewalk around the bases in the College World Series. Like, this is not a regular season game. So I will be interested to see how LSU comes out after that beatdown. I don't know. It's very tempting to take the Gators at plus money because you don't know how long Paul Skeens will go. And plus, Florida just been on the beatdown lately. It's been an excellent team since coming to Omaha for the course of the regular season. Obviously a very talented team, and also they have some pretty good horses on the mound as well. They'll have Kaggs, Fisher, Neely, and Slater available out of their pitching rotation and their pitching staff. So I think it's basically a pick 'em here. I think both these teams are really good. So I think you take the plus money here and ride with the Gators.
I was thinking that too. Now, the money has definitely hit the Tigers. Open at minus 130 now, sitting at minus 145. Total has gone up a run as well. It used to be at 8 juice to the over. Now it's at 9 juice to the over. But what's interesting is yesterday was the first over in the entire College World Series. Before yesterday, the under was 14-0, and yet money is hitting the over here. I will say, if you want to make another case for Florida, you have to feel good about their bullpen arms because they didn't have to use their high-end guys yesterday because they were ahead by so many runs. They just coasted through this one. So at least late in the game, I would think that just maybe the Gators have the advantage. What about most regular season receptions? Cooper Kupp, coming off surgery, 5-1 is your favorite. Ja.Marr Chase, 6-1. Justin Jefferson, plus 650. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, each at 7-1. And then there is Travis Kelce, 10-1 for the Chiefs. Where are you putting your money here? I like Justin Jefferson and Ja.Marr Chase. Justin Jefferson doesn't scare me in the regular season because that's when Kirk Cousins does his best work. He's not going to make the playoffs. If he is, he's going to falter. And I honestly think when you talk about how much better can Patrick Mahomes be, he certainly, I don't think, going to get any worse, but I feel like, can he raise the ceiling even more? I'm not sure. I think Joe Burrow can. So I like Chase and Jefferson, and I might be willing to put some bets on both because you can still come out on top. Talk me off of that.
Right. I think the single sabotage factor for every receiver on this list is Cooper Kupp, because when healthy, he commands a target share that nobody else does. Because look at the rest of the receivers on the LA Rams roster. Like, who's going to take away targets from Cooper Kupp? Tutu Atwell? It ain't happening. But the problem is Cooper Kupp is also starting the season coming off ankle injury. Is he going to be as dynamic on those cuts, on that footwork that made him so unguardable the season that he put up record-breaking numbers as probably the best receiver in the NFL and probably one of the best receiving seasons we've seen in decades? Remember, he won the Super Bowl MVP? Yeah, he's kind of a big deal. Even when you know it's coming to him, he has a way to use his footwork and get open and make the catches. So why would Matt Stafford not look his direction? But like I said, he's coming off ankle injury, so I don't want to take him as the favorite for that reason. It's going to be Justin Jefferson for me. You have Kirk Cousins in a contract year. He's going to be trying to pad those stats, and that's something that Kirk Cousins is actually very good at. Speaking of target share, Justin Jefferson is always up there when it comes to hogging the targets. He has had 2 seasons where he's had over 100 receptions on the season. So let's go Justin Jefferson to have another great year, especially with Kirk Cousins playing for his next job. But I feel like I think about this all the time. When I hear a country song or when I hear a reliever come in from the bullpen, I'm like, that pitcher sounds like he could be a country music singer, and vice versa. I hear a song on the radio and I'm like, that sounds like that could be a middle reliever in Major League Baseball. So it's time to play Major League pitcher or country music singer. You think you can do this?
Well,
all right.
If it were 20 years ago. All right, go ahead.
Question number 1. Austin Adams, is he a country singer or a Major League pitcher?
That sounds like a made-up name. Let's go country music singer.
He is a relief pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Do you see what I'm saying? Doesn't Austin Adams sound like a perfect country name?
You know what I would like? I would like you combine the two and you have relievers in Major League Baseball or pitchers, and they release country songs related to baseball, maybe related to the teams they play for. Like Austin Adams, Bit by the Snake. And in the song, the snake is a woman who did him wrong. You know?
That's actually awesome. And I think he should definitely do that because snakes feel like a natural intersection between country music and baseball. Yeah. All right. So next up, we have Bailey Zimmerman. Is he a country singer or a Major League pitcher?
That has to be a Major League pitcher.
Oh, wrong again. Bailey Zimmerman's actually a pretty popular country singer.
He is?
I think he has a song in like the top 10 right now. Because I was looking at the charts because I needed to find some, Rock in a Hard Place by Bailey Zimmerman is number 17 on the Billboard Top 40. But he sounds like a pitcher, I think, because the combination of Bailey Ober, and there was a pitcher, who was it that played for the Nats? Zimmerman? Wasn't there a Zimmerman? Yeah, that played for the Nats. Mm-hmm. So when I heard Bailey Zimmerman on the radio, I was like, oh my God, did this guy play in the major leagues? So you are 0 for 2. Let's see if you can get the last one right. All right. Keaton Wynn. Is he a country singer or a Major League pitcher?
Keaton Wynn. All right. Let's go Wynn. He has to be You get your dubs in baseball. He has to be a baseball pitcher. Keaton Wynn.
All right. Jenks finally got one right.
Woo!
Round of applause. Keaton Wynn is a pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. This was tough to find him, though, because I feel like we know all the starters. But when it comes to relievers, like, I don't know every single reliever on every single team. So, Jenks, you went 1 for 3, but you got one of them right.
Gross.
Maybe we'll play this again next week and see if you get any better.